Barack and I and Nima Ramos and others and Senator West have been to funerals for our beloved Whitney Houston, been to funerals for our beloved Congressman Donald Payne. And last night we lost Frank, the businessman. And what we observed is that people love to come to funerals, love to give all words of expression of encouragement. They love to bring flowers. I want to commend this organization because I believe while we should do that, we should also honor the living as well. We should motivate them. I'm always reminded of the lady who was standing in line to do the body carrying a bowl of hot soup. And there were church was staring and the pastor kept his eye on her, and just before she reached the casket, he leaned over and said, "Pardon me, miss, what are you going to do with that hot bowl of soup?" And she looked up and said, "Well, if you can hear all these words of encouragement, if you can smell all these roses in the room, he can eat his favorite pea soup too." That's a reminder of the importance of this occasion. I have a tall order this morning. Hello. I love her, and Bulldog here in Miller Street, light blue over there. We fought to get the art center because they didn't want to give it to us. It's a Methadone center. Remember Sarah Brook Place, right? Methadone. Now our kids can step over a crack valve onto a stage of opportunity. Step over a crack valve and go into the school where all of you can help them. That's important in our city. I love her because my son, I was paying $15,000 a year to send him to VLD, and then moved to Mountainside, sent him there to $20,000. And then finally, transportation, I brought him back to university. And he was struggling in a public school, whereas he was succeeding in a private school. They needed his affirmative action. And the one person, he was interested in school, a scholar, an athlete. She motivated my son at an early age. She was a member of that championship basketball team at university. She went on to the prestigious Howard University, remember that championship team. She could have become a star in basketball, but that would have been about her. Instead, a master's degree at St. Peter's College, enrollment in Calgary University in educational research for a doctorate, which is ongoing now. She wanted to come back to the city of Louisville and give something to the young people. Took a job in the mayor's office of youth and employment training where we couldn't get kids to pull up their Fruit of the Loom drawers. Couldn't get them to comb their hair, wash, bathe, and do the right thing. And this young lady went in that program and motivated them to know how to fill out a resume, to know how to apply for a job, to pull up your pants and put a belt on, tie your shoelaces, and we'll give you hope. And she did it so well that she became a teacher in the Newark school system for grades 7 and 8. And there again, a motivator, an educator, a consensus builder, pulling people together, students together. That she became not even from becoming a teacher, became a vice principal in the Newark public school system. Didn't stop there. A motivator, an educator, consensus builder, pulling people together. She became a principal at Dr. William Horton School. A youth coordinator, a teacher, an educator, an administrator, a community activist, a loving and caring mother, a loving and caring wife to Mr. White and the family. What you have before you, like so many for honorees this morning, is a role model for our young people. That's what we need, role model. So I give you always have to look up at them. I give you a lovely Kimberly Wright-White and This is your leadership award, but this is only about word. What we bring to you is the character of a great educator.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to begin by thanking my family, my mother, my husband, my 3 daughters, my extended family, and my school family, and all of you for being here this morning. When I said about what I wanted to speak briefly about this morning, I really broke it down into 2 categories: the seasoned and the unseasoned. Now, if you look around the room, I will not make, no, don't start. Look to your left and your right, like they do you in college, and you determine who's seasoned and unseasoned. I'm going to leave that as a big question mark. But, from my point of view, there's a gap between these 2 groups that must be bridged, not only to survive, but also to thrive. Many of our seasoned people have such a wealth of knowledge. I look around this room, and I see not only people who have helped nurture and raise me, but people who have beaten tremendous odds and made strides in times of great adversity. So I thank the seasoned people for really laying the groundwork for the unseasoned. This work requires courage, resilience, commitment, and a network of people so respected that they are able to influence others to believe in their mission. These are all things that unseasoned people need to have in order to continue making strides that those before us have yet to make, because the quest for progress is never ending. The truth is, we can only surpass our predecessors if we acknowledge that what they have to share is worthy of being listened to and respected. However, seasoned leaders must be willing to share what they know with the unseasoned and recognize when it's time to pass the baton. The unseasoned must be nurtured and guided by the seasoned, and this is where there is sometimes a disconnect. We cannot live our lives thinking that for infinity, we must hold on to our position. That thought goes against the very laws of nature, for nothing stays the same. The acceptance of this is critical to future growth. Each seasoned person should feel responsible to take the unseasoned under their wings, so that they too can soar like eagles and, yes, even surpass our predecessors as we should. We are all educators, and we know the following. The way we are taught determines our beliefs and practices. We cannot allow the pressures under which we work to negatively influence our interactions with one another. When interactions become unhealthy and unproductive, then we must reevaluate our actions and focus on the greater mission. When the things said publicly aren't congruent with what is done privately, it creates a divide in the group, and it stunts its growth. I would much prefer to grow and develop with my seasoned and unseasoned colleagues so that the final product allows us all to win. Neither the seasoned nor the unseasoned can afford to practice deception or to provide help to a limited few. When that happens, everyone eventually loses. So, my message to the unseasoned: be humble enough to listen to and learn from the seasoned. Believe it or not, we really don't know everything. Our predecessors have made great strides and have a great deal to offer. And my message to the seasoned: when it's time to pass the baton, please pass it gracefully. Allow not just a limited number, but as many as possible to learn from you. It's supposed to be our nature as educators, right? Whether we are receiving or providing support, we can never go wrong when honesty and integrity are at the core of what we do. We are in the midst of revolutionary change, and it is only through what those who came before us have taught us, and fusing that knowledge with what we are in the process of learning, that we will survive this educational revolution. We have already tried resistance, and unfortunately, it's not working too well. The wisest of us will seek ways to ensure that the most vulnerable of us, the children, are better prepared to meet the challenges of the 21st century based upon the revolutionary work that we in this very room are able to make. Build on the knowledge of the past to create a bridge for the future, but do not get stuck in the past. Although the knowledge shared by our seasoned leaders is extremely valuable, many of those practices will only have an impact on the future if we seek to expand our own knowledge and create the new frontier of education. We are living in a time that I'm sure will be remembered as one of the greatest in the history of education. How will we make our mark? Seek the knowledge and wisdom of the past as we work to build a boundless future. Reach back and help others move forward. I hope that among this sea of beautiful faces, more people walk out with mentors or mentees. There is a great deal of power in this very room, but it will never be fully realized until we have collective respect and report for what each of us has to offer. To those who have mentored me, I say thank you. Thank you for doing so with such grace and dignity. I only hope that I can pay it forward. And to those mentors yet to be, I welcome you into my journey. I will listen and try to apply that knowledge to what I have yet to learn and create. To everyone attending this breakfast, thank you for sharing your time with all of the distinguished honorees. And thank you, NOAAA, for the great honor of receiving this award today. I wish all of you the very best, and I leave you with this. May the seasoned work to share their knowledge, and may the unseasoned work to become the seasoned. Have a wonderful day.